Good morning, Labour Party. Oh, hello, Ed. It's Ed. He says he's been thinking over the weekend and he's got an idea for another new policy. What was that, Ed? Yes, the mansion tax went down well at the conference, Ed. We're not so sure it's going to be as simple as it sounds, though. Well, it's starting to affect house prices already, with more homes around 2 million coming onto the market than normal for this time of year, so there won't be as many as we thought. And deferring payment for people who haven't the money to pay might be a problem, but we're working on it. So what have you got for us? Cancer testing in a week. OK, how's that going to work, Ed? You get up in the morning and find a lump when you put your finger up your bottom. Why would you do that, Ed? Oh, I see. So what happens then, Ed? You phone your doctor, right? You make an appointment to see him later that morning. Your doctor's a woman. I don't know what it's like at your doctor's, Ed, but round here, if you phone your GP Monday morning, you're going to be lucky to get an appointment that week. So you tell the receptionist it's urgent. But you're not going to tell her while brushing your teeth you happen to put a finger up your bottom and found a lump that you think might be cancer, are you, Ed? Anyway, on Monday morning, your lump isn't going to be more urgent than Mrs. Grot's little one that has a high temperature, is it, Ed? OK, so you get an appointment. Then what happens, Ed? Your doctor says she doesn't know what it is, but it's possible it might be cancer and she's going to refer you. All right, then what happens, Ed? Your doctor writes a referral letter and sends it to the hospital. OK, but she's not going to do that straight away, is she? I mean, she's still got to see the toddler with a high temperature, hasn't she, Ed? The one whose appointment you were fitted in front of. All right, so you get an appointment at the hospital. Now, this might come as a surprise to you, Ed, but when your doctor says they're going to refer you to hospital, most folks find there's usually a bit of a wait. If your doctor thinks it might be cancer, you get seen under the 2-week rule. It seems to me we're already over 1 week now, Ed. OK, so we'll reduce the 2-week rule to 1 week. Then you get to the hospital. Then what happens, Ed? The consultant says he doesn't think it's cancer, but it might be, so he needs to do a biopsy. But he's not going to do that right away, is he, Ed? I mean, he's busy seeing new patients like you. You get an appointment on the list next week, do you, Ed? Now, I don't want to disillusion you, Ed, but not all cancers are as straightforward as the lump in your bottom. I mean, you might need scans and things. You don't need a scan. So you have your biopsy. Then what happens, Ed? They send it off to the pathologist who looks at it and sends the report to the consultant. Then you go back for the result. Don't tell me, Ed, that's in a week, right? I know maths isn't your strong point, Ed, but there seems to be a bit of a flaw in the original idea of testing in a week. So you go back in a week. Then what happens, Ed? The consultant tells you it isn't cancer. That's great, Ed. Must be a relief to you and Justine. You haven't really got a lump in your bottom. I'm sorry, but you've lost me now, Ed. Oh, I see. Well, yes, I think it's a great idea, Ed. If you come up with any more, do get back to us. God help us in May.